Yes, yeah, that is when we'll do that. Okay. All right, great, thank you. Tell me when you're ready, Jen. Right. Ready to turn your mic on? Yep. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. If we could have a roll call, please.
Morris.
Yes.
Swinford. Yes. Woods.
Present.
Leak.
Here.
Cottle.
Here.
Massanello.
Present.
Aiken.
Here. Great. We could all stand for an invocation being presented by Councilman Woods for tonight.
Let's pray. God, we thank you that you have given us minds to know, that you have given us hearts to decide, that you have given us the abilities to use these faculties for the good of our town, for the good of our citizens and our neighbors. And I pray that tonight you would be honored in the decisions that we make, in the discussions that we have. May every speech, every thought, and every intention be honorable. And I pray that you would be glorified in all of these things. I pray that we would be mindful and serious as to the task that we've been given, and that we would give full hearing to every concern, that we would give a full hearing to justice and to righteousness. And we pray this in the name that is good and holy. Amen.
We all continue to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Our next order of business is our citizens' time. We have an honored guest with us tonight, too. We'd like to recognize, is it Sergeant Ferris? Is that Arma? Amra. I apologize. Yes, sir.
Let's just keep this brief for you guys, not really much of a talker. And one thing the Marine Corps taught me was to always be prepared for success. So, lots of notes.
All right.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Dottie for bringing me out here. Just like she told me, some of the story how you guys met. She drug both of you here.
Yep.
So I appreciate that, Dottie, and I think we have a great future ahead of us for both of us. Like you said, my name's Ferris Amra. I'm the son of a hardworking, three-jobs type of lady, and a grandson to an EOD Chief Warrant Officer 3 who served in Korea and Vietnam. I like to think I took the traits from my mother to work hard and honest. I like to think I borrowed my grandfather's approach to life and lead from the front. As a child, we moved around a lot from Charlottesville to Greene County, Manassas to Florida, and back to Manassas, among a few other places. I decided to join the Marine Corps at age 19 to get out of Manassas and make my grandfather proud. I left home for 29 Palms, California, an oasis in the middle of the desert. From there, I served a few deployments to Afghanistan as an infantryman and ended up in Bethesda in order to receive treatment for wounds that I received over in the sandbox, as they call it. From the day I was wounded and forward, about the enemy took less from me than what I gained from them. I thank them almost daily for what they attempted to do to me, because it only made me stronger. Kicking and shrieking, I moved back to Northern Virginia with my family while I rehabbed. As I said, I grew up in Manassas, but it just didn't resonate well with me. Just don't like Manassas. I'm sure some of you have the same feelings. I told myself I wouldn't go back. I lived in Gainesville for a little bit, and I went to Battlefield from about 2006, 2007, early 2007, in Somerset. And I thought I'd give Gainesville another try. I loved it up here. It's a great place. I feel really comfortable. Doing a couple of things that I've done, it's good to be in a place where you feel safe. And I was just looking at the criminal rate, the crime rate up here. I mean, you guys got it unlocked. It's next to nothing, so it's great. It's great to be in a environment like this. Currently, I'm pursuing a nursing degree at Nova. I'm a board advisor for the Warrior Research Foundation. I'm going to start volunteering at the hospital here in January, and I'm opening a small business in the area to help our military aspiring youth. I have to tell you, I've never been in a town quite like Haymarket. It's a small town feeling with friendly people, as well as see perks close by. I've never felt so comfortable, as I said, and I feel like I owe most of you here something for providing me with a great place to live. I'd like to give back to you all, the town of Haymarket, as well as Gainesville, and especially the community's youth, however I can in the future, and look forward to seeing everybody again in the near future. Dottie and I were talking when we first met about the direction the world is headed, and we both can agree we have a lot of work to do. So thank you guys for having me here tonight, and look forward to seeing you all again.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
I'll just be brief. I wanted to thank you all that I can get in and out of my driveway. It isn't finished, but it's wonderful. I don't clank, and I can get my van turned to the left or the right whenever I need to, so I'm very appreciative. I know the rest will be completed eventually. I wanted to just share a little bit about Ferris. I was so inspired by the proclamation that Joe read, that all of you had adopted, and it brought tears to my eyes. And I had just met Ferris a few days before that, and he had shared with me that even though he lives right outside the town limits, he would really like to live inside the town, and he would really like to have a business inside the town. So that's my prayer, that I can make that happen for him. He's a very remarkable young man, and I was thrilled to learn that Jennifer knew his mom and had been with his mom when she got the news that he was wounded. It was just amazing. I told him I thought God had brought us together, and he agrees with that because he just happened to call on something I had listed, and it was just amazing. He has also lost a leg, like my husband had, not a military wound, but had lost a leg. So I thought that was also a precious coincidence that I was really touched by his loss. He's very modest about it and very courageous, but nevertheless, he took that wound on our behalf, and I'm very grateful, and I know all of you are too.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next order of business is our public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open our council public hearing.
I did have a comment, but
Oh, citizens' time? I apologize.
it was my intent to give you guys a 6-month honeymoon, but given some of the things on the agenda tonight, I can't do that. In looking at the things that you guys have done in 6 months, you're to be lauded for several of them. However, it seems like you're taking a two-pronged approach to governing the town. The first prong is passing off many of your responsibilities to the town manager instead of handling them yourselves. And the second is taking a page out of the federal government's handbook and growing the size of the government and the expenditures of it. When you took your oath of office, you assumed a mantle of responsibility. You assumed the mantle of responsibility to make decisions easy and hard. You don't get to pass the hard ones off on the town manager. You can't just make the decisions on parties, picnics, and proclamations. There will be difficult questions for you to ask and answer, and you will get people mad. It's part of the job. In looking at the vision statement and the organizational plan that's in the agenda packet tonight, I would strongly question why you are passing off even more of your authority and responsibility to the town manager, particularly given his relative inexperience and, in my view, relative qualifications. If you look at the charter and the statutory sections that apply to town officers appointed and elected, you'll find that the clerk, treasurer, and chief respond to you. They do not respond to the town manager. You appoint them, you're responsible for them, you're the only ones that can hire, fire, or discipline them. Understanding that several of you are relatively inexperienced with this, and this is part of the reason for the 6-month honeymoon, I'd strongly suggest you read up on Dillon Rule and municipal budgeting. By putting the town manager in a position of authority over those people and acting as a filter between you and them, it presents a circumstance where authority might be questioned. Whose direction do they follow? Do they follow your direction? Do they follow the town manager's direction? What do they do when those two conflict? And it's happened in the past. So I would strongly suggest that you reconsider that direction, or at least give it a little more thought. You also seem to be creating positions with a long-term budget impact. There are several additional positions here, several additional programs that you're going to consider. You need to look at that in the context of not only this year's budget, but next year's budget. As I told the county at a hearing on Stonehaven, my escrow payments this year went up $174 a month. It's $2,000 a year, largely as a result of the county, but in no small part as a result of the incumbent tax increase that comes with the town taxes that are based on the county assessments. The county has already built in a 5% increase next year for our real property taxes. Given what you guys have presented here in this packet, it's almost without question that you're going to have to raise the town taxes again. And quite frankly, if you look at the budget as presented right now and your figures, you guys are in trouble. You're going to be in trouble before March. Your budget isn't hunky-dory and everything's not swell. Everything's bad. I cherry-picked a few things just to kind of give you a sense of where you stand. On the revenue side, despite a $13,834 average projected increase over the budget on sales tax, you're not going to meet the mark on meals tax. You're already below it, and you're coming into the slow meals season, where it's going to drop even further. Your utility taxes are down. Your cigarette taxes are down almost $40,000 and plummeting. As a sidebar, I would suggest that when the budget meetings are held this year and people come to you with knowledge of regressive taxes and the negative impact of raising the rate of a regressive tax on revenues, you should probably listen. I will give the past council credit for actually knocking the mark down because it limits the damage. And your rental revenue is way down. Just on those particular line items, despite the sales tax increase, you're $147,000 and some change in the hole. By the same token, salaries are over budget, computers over budget, telecommunications are over budget, legal's over budget, PD salaries are over budget, PDs and repairs, maintenance, all that's over budget, even though you're saving $10,000 in vehicle fuel costs. You're another $70,000 in the hole right there. You're almost $250,000 in the hole, and you're not even to the end of December yet. And that doesn't discount line items that are already fully spent, and you may overspend further. So if I were you guys, I'd take a long, hard look at the budget, because ultimately that falls on you. That does not fall on the treasurer. You make the spending decisions. So I think you guys need to exercise a little bit of authority and a little bit of oversight and take a long, hard look at those expenditure lines, the falling revenue lines, and how you're going to manage to fit this in and what you're going to cut to make these other programs viable.
All right, thank you for your comment. Any other comments from citizens' time? Okay, we'll go right on to our public hearing. We'll open our public hearing for the council. Mr. Weir, if you'd like to open up your PC.
I'll call the December 1st meeting. Call the December 1st meeting of the Planning Commission to order. Roll call, please.
Weir.
Here.
Ren.
Here.
Carol. Carol.
Here.
And Paula.
Here.
This time we'll open this public hearing for special use permit 20141-002 for an in-home occupation to be located at 6720 Blight Drive. I'm going to invite anyone who wishes to speak in favor of or in opposition to please come forward. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. At this point in time, I'll open the public hearing for special use permit 2014-1027 for for an in-home occupation to be located at 6895 Track Court. And I would invite anyone who wishes to speak in favor or in opposition to please step forward. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Open consideration of the special use permit 2014-1002 for an in-home occupation to be located at 6720 Blight Drive. Do I have a motion?
I move that the Planning Commission recommend approval of SUP 2014-1002 Maid Brigade for an in-home occupation at 6720 Blight Drive as described in the special use permit application and narrative received by the town on October 2nd, 2014, pursuant to Section 58-98 of the zoning ordinance and subject to development standards of Section 5816 home occupations.
Is there a second? Discussion. Mr. Schneider, have your concerns been alleviated?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I did go and visit the site. I did confirm that it is being used as a residence, and the operation is run as described on the application and on the attached description of the use in the basement.
I have no further issues. Call for the vote. Roll call, please.
Where?
Aye.
Frank?
Aye.
James Carroll?
Aye.
Yes. Cottle?
Yes.
Motion passes, none opposed. Open consideration of special use permit 2014-1027. I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the Planning Commission recommend approval of SUP 2014-1027, Track Court Associates LLC for an in-home occupation at 6895 Track Court, as described on the special use permit application and narrative received by the town on October 27, 2014, pursuant to Section 58-98, Section 8 of the zoning ordinance, and subject to the development standards of Section 58-16 home occupations.
Second?
Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. Roll call, please.
Where?
Aye.
Frank?
Aye.
James Carroll?
Aye.
Colin Carroll?
Yes.
Cottle?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously. I'll entertain another motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Yeah, we're done.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry.
Okay, and I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing of the council.
Make a motion, we close the public hearing of the council.
Motion's on the floor. Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries unanimous. We're going to take a short break here for about 10 minutes. It's 7:20. We'll come back in session at 7:30. For just a few minutes, 10 minutes. Thank you. Is our agenda item, our special use permit 2014-002. I think we have recommended motions or draft motions on theirs as well.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Town Council approve SUP number 2014-1002, Maid Brigade for an in-home occupation at 6720 Blight Drive, as described on the special use permit application and narrative received by the town on October 27, 2014, pursuant to Section 58-98, Section 8 of the zoning ordinance, and subject to the development standards of Section 58-16, home occupations. And I further move that the SUP shall remain in effect for a period of 1 year to renew automatically for additional periods of 1 year, but expressly conditioned upon the following. Council may require, upon a majority vote after notice to the applicant, for the applicant or present property owner to submit a new application for an SUP, which shall be treated in all respects as a new and different application, subject to approval or disapproval in accordance with the general principles of law for a new application. If such notice is given to the applicant or present property owner, this SUP shall terminate automatically and without further notice or action by the council 60 days from the giving of such notice.
Motion on the floor?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Morris?
Yes.
Swinford?
Yes.
Woods?
Aye.
Cottle?
Yes.
Costello?
Aye.
Aiken?
Yes.
Great. We move on to our special use permit 2014-1027.
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to recuse myself from this discussion.
Understood. We have draft motions as prepared.
I move that the Town Council approve SUP 2014-1027 Track Court Associates for an in-home occupation at 6895 Track Court as described on the special use permit application. A narrative received by the town on October 27, 2014 pursuant to section 58-988 of the zoning ordinance and subject to the development standards of section 58-16 home occupations. And I further move that the SUP shall remain in effect for a period of 1 year, to renew automatically for additional periods of 1 year, but expressly conditioned upon the following. Council may require upon a majority vote after notice to the applicant for the applicant or present property owner to submit a new application for an SUP, which shall be treated in all respects as a new and different application, subject to approval or disapproval in accordance with general principles of law for a new application. If such notice is given to the applicant or present property owner, this SUP shall terminate automatically and without further notice or action by the council 60 days from the giving of such notice.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Morris.
Yes.
Swinford.
Yes.
Woods.
Aye.
Cottle.
Yes.
Aiken.
Yes.
Great. All right. Our next item is our Town Council Strategic Plan. We have our narrative here that I think we'd like to read out loud. On Wednesday, October 29th, and Thursday, October 30th, 2014, the Town Council met from 4 till 9 p.m. to conduct a strategic vision session in order to discuss our direction and goals during our terms as elected officials for the town of Haymarket. The following messages are a result of this visioning session and the directions that we are taking and intend to on accomplishing or starting in the coming years as we serve the great town of Haymarket. Our vision statement is as follows: Haymarket, where historical past and a positive future flourish.
Our mission statement is, it is the mission of Haymarket to provide residents, businesses, and visitors with public services in a fiscally prudent and socially responsible way.
We are adopting the following core values:
Integrity,
Innovative,
Transparent.
Accountable.
Inclusive.
Respectful.
Our newly adopted tagline for the town will be Haymarket, everyone's hometown.
Jointly, we have identified 4 strategic initiatives for 2014 through 2016. Strategic Initiative 1, foster economic well-being. Strategic Initiative 2, practice good governance. Strategic Initiative 3, strengthen community civic partnerships. And Strategic Initiative 4, fund the future.
In Strategic Initiative Number 1, Foster Economic Well-Being, we intend to capitalize on Haymarket's location, heritage, and healthy mix of assets to grow, diversify, and strengthen the economic well-being of town citizens and businesses. We will strive to accomplish the following. 1, appoint a Haymarket Business Relations Advisory Committee to assist in fostering a positive town business relationship 2015. Support local businesses and entrepreneurs by establishing a focused Business Appreciation and Expansion Program 2015. Finalize the Town Center Master Plan. Select a development plan for the Harova property and commence development. Draft and adopt an economic development strategy for Haymarket, inclusive of an implementation schedule. And complete the Main Streetscape program.
In Strategic Initiative Number 2, practice good governance. We define good governance as focusing on the town's mission,
performing defined roles in government functions effectively and being held accountable to the citizens of Haymarket. We have identified the following as our action agenda as it relates to good governance. Number one, place a mayor's message on the town's website and in the local newspaper on a quarterly basis, beginning in 2014. 2, develop and adopt annually a town council code of performance that documents the council's commitment to witnessing the values inherent with good governance, beginning in 2014. Conduct an efficiency/effectiveness audit of town-sponsored programs and services with particular focus on need and cost. Number 4, review and update the Haymarket Comprehensive Plan as well as the Haymarket zoning and subdivision ordinances. Number 5, review the town charter to determine if amending is needed. Number 6, develop an annual town report inclusive of a citizen's guide to town government and share it with town residents and town businesses. Number 7, develop a Haymarket Boards and Commission policy guide inclusive of appointment procedures and membership performance expectations and required training. Number 8, develop a financial fiscal policy protocol for Haymarket. Number 9, establish baseline performance measure for services and programs offered by the town of Haymarket.
In strategic initiative number 3, strengthening community and civic partnerships. To be effective, the town of Haymarket must have a positive and interactive relationship with town residents and must be committed to assisting citizens gain a greater understanding of their town government. We feel that we can strengthen community and civic partnerships through the following. 1, developed fact sheet for major town issues and projects and share them with the public and the media starting in 2015. 2, develop and distribute a quarterly Haymarket newsletter. 3, sponsor a Haymarket open house annually. 4, sponsor annually a training seminar for all town-appointed and elected board and commission chairpersons. 5, establish a Haymarket bank of volunteers and involve them in town matters. 6, sponsor a Haymarket Business Appreciation Day or Week by way of a town council proclamation. 7, create a local business recognition program honoring town businesses celebrating their 1st, 5th, 10th, 20th, and 25th anniversary in the town. 8, sponsor a Haymarket Local Government Academy to help citizens learn about their town government. 9, sponsor a Haymarket Community Planning Academy to help citizens learn about town planning and zoning issues and practices. 10, sponsor a Welcome to Haymarket program to be used when new businesses and new residents move into town. 11, sponsor a Haymarket Future Forum to gain citizen input about the kind of future citizens want for Haymarket. And 12, develop a We Are Haymarket video message to be shared with town residents and businesses as well as with local economic development initiatives.
In strategic initiative number 4, to fund the future and to make the future happen in Haymarket, will require a commitment to identifying and utilizing the range of revenue options authorized by the Commonwealth of Virginia. Our goal is to accomplish the following. 1, draft and adopt a fiscal policy for Haymarket in 2014. In partnership with the County Public Service Authority, determine the capacity and condition of Haymarket's water and sewer infrastructure. 3, identify all sources of revenue the town can use to finance local government programs and services and determine which sources Haymarket should utilize in 2015 and 16. 4, add a capital maintenance component inclusive of life cycle costs to the Haymarket Capital Improvement Plan, or otherwise the CIP. Number 5, develop a 5-year revenue and expenditure forecast for programs and services offered by the town of Haymarket. And 6, develop a 10-year Haymarket CIP forecast inclusive of revenue and financing options.
This is our vision, our strategic plan, action plan for our elected terms. We will strive to start each one of these initiatives. Many have already begun, and we will work tirelessly to accomplish most. We ask that the citizens to work with us and keep us accountable along the way. I'll entertain a motion to adopt this.
I move to adopt the strategic action plan as presented this 1st of December 2014. I further move to adopt the revised organizational chart and implore upon my colleagues on council to readopt, personally accept, and sign the Code of Ethics and Standards of Conduct.
I second.
Seconded by Mr. Woods. Any discussion?
Mr. Morris.
Sorry, by Mr. Morris. Yeah, that's it. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Great. Great, well, thank you. All right, our next item is item 6D in our packet regarding the holiday bonuses.
Packet page 30.
Package page 30 there. Can we have a draft motion on 31?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to move to amend the adopted fiscal year 2015 budget as amended by reducing the general reserves line item from 78,575 to 70,075, and increasing the public safety salaries line item from 348,544 to 352,444. The town administration salaries line item from $164,430 to $166,730. The maintenance service contracts public works line item from $18,000 to $19,000, and the town administration part-time salaries line item from $71,050 to $72,350. I further move to approve the holiday bonuses as recommended by the Personnel and Finance Committee.
Second.
Great. Seconded by Mr. Woods. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Great. All right. We'll move on to page 32 of our docket. We have Officer Schaefer here. Oh, yes, great. Okay.
Would you like me to read
Sure.
this?
Absolutely.
Officer Shaver, would you like to come forward, sir? Good to see you. This is Resolution 201-41201 in recognition of Officer Jeff Shaver for exceptional job performance. Whereas on November 19th, 2014, a vehicle driven in a reckless manner drove off the street and into the courtyard area of the Haymarket Station subdivision. The vehicle damaged property belonging to the homeowners association and then fled the scene. This occurred late at night. However, the egregiously reckless manner in which this vehicle was being driven could have caused serious harm or death to any pedestrians that might have normally been in that area. And whereas evidence recovered at the scene was determined to have been from a specific make and model of car. On November 22nd, while on routine patrol, Officer Shaver observed a similar make and model vehicle drive by. He also noticed damage consistent with that of the hit-and-run suspect vehicle. And whereas Officer Shaver effected a traffic stop of this vehicle, subsequent investigation by Officer Shaver led to the case being solved and the driver being charged with hit-and-run as well as reckless driving. In addition, the suspect will also be charged by the Prince William County Police for filing a false police report, since he had falsely filed a hit-and-run report after the incident to cover for the damages to his vehicle. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and town council commend you, Officer Shaver, on your keen observation skills that were instrumental in solving this case and for a job well done. And done this first day of December 2014, sir.
Thanks. Good. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, we're going to.
Yep.
First, we're just going to vote on it real quick. Okay. So I'll take a so moved or?
So moved.
There you go. Second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Members of council, this had everything to do with his observation it's also worth noting that Officer O'Neill is here. There was a part number on some of the evidence that was collected, and from his past experiences before we employed him here as a police officer, within a few hours of the incident, he had used the numbering system and knew what database to go to get us the specific make and model of vehicle that we were looking for in the first place. So that, too, was notable, but I certainly commend Officer Shaver for his observations.
Well done.
Absolutely. As noted, we thank you, Officer O'Neill, as well. Great. All right, our next item is our consent agenda. As we go through this, and if there's any items that we would like to have pulled, now's the time. Otherwise, we'll be voting on it collectively. And seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
Mr. Mayor, I move we accept the consent agenda as presented in the packet.
Okay, motion's on the floor. Second by Councilman Passanello. All right, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Swinford. Yes. Woods.
Yes.
Caudle.
Yes.
Passanello.
Aye.
Aiken.
Yes.
Great. All right, thank you. Our next item is our council member time. Councilman Morris, like to lead with any comments?
Yes. I just have one, really, and it has to do with the strategic action plan. First of all, I'm impressed that as a town government, we were able to come together and work through the various details. I think it was commented that not many towns actually have a strategic action plan, and I think it was impressive for us to get together and share our different thoughts, and for us to realize that we do have very different thoughts, but to be able to come to consensus on the fact that this was needed for our town. And of our citizens, I do want to implore two things that were mentioned before. Number one is to hold us accountable. And number two, look throughout the strategic action plan and to see how you can come alongside us to make this a success. This is definitely something that we cannot get done by ourselves. So we're asking for the citizens who are in attendance and those who are listening to come alongside. You can either be a part of the problem of what used to exist in the past or be a part of the solution of the direction that we're going as a town council. And I can speak on behalf of the other town council members that this is the direction that we're going. And we're just asking the town citizens to come alongside and join us as we move forward, because that's the direction we're going. Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Swinford?
I think I'll pass.
Okay. Councilman Woods?
I have no further comments at this time.
Okay. Councilman Cottle?
I just have two things. I want to say that, and go on record to say that it's our responsibility as a town council to do three things as I see it. Number one, to provide clear direction for the town of Haymarket as elected to do so by the citizens of this town. Number two, I believe we need to empower the town's employees to carry out the direction as set forth by the council. And number three, we need to require accountability of ourselves, the town's employees, on behalf of the citizens. Ultimately, all of us are responsible to the citizens who placed us in office to carry out their wishes. And again, I think it's extremely important to empower the town's employees where we provide direction. And the last thing, I would like to propose to my town council members that we take a field trip as a group along with the town manager and who else would like to go to the Reston Town Center to see what they've done with their area down there as far as the ice rink. I was there with my family the other night, and it is a tremendous place that I really think would fit in well with the strategic plan of Haymarket to bring the community together. So I would like to see that, and if you'd like to see pictures, I took some. So I am done.
All right, great. Thank you. Councilman Passanello.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, fellow council members, for your very enlightening comments. I think it was excellent, and I appreciate that. I just, two informational items. First, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday upcoming. More importantly, I was in contact with Mr. Canlin's office, and he's looking forward to meeting with us on a quarterly basis. So that is something that we'll need to have a discussion about with the staff and our fellow council members here as we start to try to work our magic with the county. So that's all I have for tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Great. Vice Mayor Aiken?
Nothing further. My august members of this council have pretty much said it all.
Great. And I guess lastly, a reminder that our Christmas holiday event will be December 13th, Saturday, between 3 and 6, and our staff is working hard to put this together. There's going to be our tree lighting at dusk, I believe. We're going to have a bonfire, s'mores. We're going to have the showmobile with the I think some of the preschools have been invited that will be doing some singing, as well as Battlefield High School choir. I think will be there as well. So it looks like it's going to be a fun event. I think we've got it sort of somewhat advertised out here, as well as doing our others. So, but yep. And that's all I have. Yep. So, any other further action? Otherwise, I'll entertain our final motion. Oh, no. No closed session, sorry.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
There you go.
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Great. Thank you all for tonight.